Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Shashank Ranjan, and I welcome you all to the daily news article discussion brought to you by National Defense Institute. NDI is a leading defense preparation institute of India that prepares you for all India Sainik School entrance examination, NDA, CDS, CAPF, Afcat, till the SSB, where we believe in holding your hand till you get those stars on your shoulders and emblem on your hat. Ladies and gentlemen, let us begin the newspaper analysis for today's The Hindu newspaper of Chennai edition. So our motto is the same. We make you familiar with the most important article of the day so that once you have newspaper in your hand, you could do the targeted study of the right topics which are important from your exams perspective. All right. So the first most important topic, the first most important news for the day is Supreme Court quashes a year suspension of 12 Maharashtra BJP MLAs. So, ladies and gentlemen, what had happened was that the Speaker of the Legislative Assembly of Maharashtra, they had suspended the 12 MLAs for 1 year, and then the 12 MLAs, they went to the Supreme Court and challenged this decision of Speaker. Now we know that the Constitution of India has given the discretionary power to the Speaker of the House to exclude any member from the assembly, right? For any fixed period, any particular period of time. But ladies and gentlemen, then there are various judgment that has been given by Supreme Court, where it has been mentioned that such a discretionary power that is given to to the Speaker is actually subject to judicial review, and therefore the Honorable Supreme Court has said that extension of it is illegal to suspend beyond a session. Okay, as the government can manipulate the numbers. Why? Because, for example, there is any session. In one session, you excluded the MLAs of certain political party. Okay. And if in the next session also for 12 months they are suspended, so there would be another session, maybe a budget session going to come, right? Now, if whenever there will be a next session, and if you have already excluded certain members, for example, 12 MLAs you have excluded already, then if there will be voting that has to be done, then from the opposition party, if already the MLAs are absent, there would be a clear victory of the the party which is the ruling party, right? And that is why this is illegal. So this is what the Supreme Court has said in this matter. All right. And it has caused the 1 year suspension, and now they will be back into the Legislative Assembly. All right. So that was the first news article which is important, ladies and gentlemen. Second one is this: willing to talk to Pakistan on pilgrims flight India. So we know that the India and Pakistan were already talking over the pilgrims exchange between the two countries, right? There are pilgrimage sites in Pakistan, certain temples, and especially the Sikh Gurudwaras are present there. Kartarpur Sahib corridor, we know that that was there in news last year, the opening up of the corridor. Now there is people to people exchange that takes place between the Wagha and Atari border in the between India and Pakistan, right? Now currently at this point of time, India says that we want to talk with them for the for basically regarding the flights, for the pilgrim flights. Okay. Now in India, this kind of pilgrim exchange is done under the 1974 protocol, okay, on religious travel. So there was a 1974 protocol on religious travel under which this is done. Now the officials wants to meet each other, the Pakistani and Indian officials, they want to meet each other and then upgrade this protocol so that more people to people interaction may take place, right? So like even it would be beneficial even to India, because we will get the tourists coming from Pakistan. There are various religious sites already here in like Ajmer Sharif and Nizamuddin Aulia Dargah. Now all these other sites which Pakistanis they want to visit. Also, there was this Pakistan Hindu Council, right? So it has basically sent a proposal. It has sent a proposal from to allow a group of 170 pilgrims to fly directly from Karachi and Lahore to the places of worship in India. All right, so even that's there. So the talks will go on. Now, the Ministry of External Affairs also confirmed that it hoped to secure the clearances to transport the food aid to Afghanistan over the land of Pakistan, okay, which is otherwise closed shortly. So now, if this land route is open, then India can continue its supply to Afghanistan. Thereby, we can it will be beneficial for India to maintain a good diplomatic relation with Afghanistan as well. At the same time, we know that there is already a TAPI pipeline where these said from Central Asia, the gas pipeline has to come that should pass through Tajikistan, then go to Afghanistan, then Pakistan, and finally to India. And this TAPI pipeline is already a very pending process. Once this pipeline is comes and the construction gets over, then in that case India's dependence upon the Arabian countries for the oil and natural gas will also decrease because we can take it from directly from the Central Asian countries. We know that yesterday there was this thing in news, the virtual summit that took place between India and the Central Asian countries to improve our relationship. So if we improve our relationship with Pakistan, a lot of things will happen in positive direction, right? So that is why this is one step to for this. Okay, the next news article which is important from today's perspective is that the state must decide on SCST quotas in promotion. This the Supreme Court has said. The Supreme Court, in today's newspaper, you will find a lot of news about the Supreme Court activism. So this is one thing where the uh, where the court has said that there should not be any central interference, and each and every state must come up and decide on the SCST quota that has to be given in promotions. The reason for this is simple, ladies and gentlemen. See, uh, what is the level of population or percentage of population of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe present in each and every state depends upon the state, right? You cannot bring it uniformly. Like for example, in the state of Bihar, or you compare the state of Bihar, or you compare the state of Andaman, like, yeah, or the Union Territory of Andaman and Nicobar. Now, in that case, definitely there would be, or in the Northeast region, right, there would be more scheduled tribe that would be living. Now, if for each and every state, if the rules are made common, then in that case, it would be very difficult to manage because each and every state has different level of SCST population. Therefore, the court has said that uh, there must be the norms must be set so that the state decide on the quotas for SCST or promotion. So this is the next news article that you should read. The another news article which is important from today's perspective is this one. Google to invest up to 1 billion in Airtel. So we know that in the year 2020, Google has already invested like in Bharti Airtel's rival Jio, 4.5 billion, right? In 2020, Google has already invested 4.5 billion in Jio. Now it is deciding to invest up to 1 billion in Airtel. Now Airtel and Jio both are rival companies. In India, it is Jio which is the largest telecom company in India, right? So now when it is getting when they are investing in the rival company also, so now this kind of share purchase is subject to the shareholder and regulatory approvals. So once the shareholder regulatory approval approves this, then it can invest up to 1 billion in Airtel also. Now both this company, the telecom giant Airtel, has said that it is looking forward to reduce the both the companies Jio and Airtel has said that they are looking forward focusing on enabling affordable access to smartphones. Okay, so that's important here. So affordable access to smartphones. Most importantly, everything is good, just the data cost must be reduced more. That would be more affordable to the students, right? Let's move to the next news article, that is state. Okay, it's on page number, yeah, this one. Don't want wars, but won't let interest be ignored. So this is an important news here, ladies and gentlemen. We know that there is a conflict going on between Russia and USA-led NATO group, where basically it's about the Crimea that Russia had captured illegally from Ukraine, and now there's a lot of border tension going on between NATO-led alliance and US-led NATO alliance and US and Russia, where Russia said that, see, we do not want any war. We are looking forward to proposal, looking forward to listen to the proposal that USA is coming up, and we want to talk with them. But it is finally Putin who will decide the response to the US proposal. This is what the Lavrov has said recently. Putin will finally decide that how will they respond to it, but they definitely, Russia doesn't want a war. It wants to live in peace. So this is what is there in the news. Okay, fine. The next news article that we have, which is important, is all right. I think fine. We are done with the page number 1. So these are the important articles in page number 1. Let's move to the next page. That is page number, let's see, page number 9. Is there any news? No. Page number 10. Yeah. So in page number 10, we have this first news article, which is again important. Engage in debates in House, not in ridiculing each other. So this is what, again, Supreme Court has said. So we know that currently the budget session is going to start, right? The next week, budget session is going to start. So Supreme Court has said that, see, right now India is the largest democracy, right? We say that it is the world's largest democracy, and on with the completion of 75 years of independence, and India is ambitious of becoming the world leader. And if suppose our leaders who are present, our MPs that we elect and send them to parliament, if they fight the way that they are doing, that's not right. They're debating and ridiculing each other, throwing papers and all, doesn't look mature, right? It should look mature. There should be a sense in which they should talk. It should be more in a gentle and in a cultural, in the civilized manner that the talks must go on. They are representative of India, the leaders that we choose and send them to the parliament, right? The Supreme Court has said that please maintain that kind of statesmanship, and we expect you to show the statesmanship and not the brinkmanship. So this is what is this article all about. So you can read this article. This will be helpful for you, especially for the CAPF essay writing section. All right, let's move to the next news article, which is important here. That is okay, so we do not have your, let's move, nothing in this page. Let's move to page number 11. Page number 11, do we have something? No. Okay, let's move to the international news then. Okay, in the international news, okay, the important international news is this one. Economic crisis tightens the grip in Sri Lanka. Now, ladies and gentlemen, see, earlier it was believed that the first economy that's going to get collapsed in Asia will be Pakistan. But the things that happening right now in Sri Lanka, it is really very frightening. The situation is very bad, and Chinese influence in Sri Lanka is already increasing a lot. Sri Lanka is under a huge Chinese debt. India is trying to bail out this country a lot. Recently, India gave $400 billion for bailed it out for $400 billion for electricity, right? So India has been releasing many packages for Sri Lanka to bail it out. But then, how long can India do it? All right, and the situation is becoming really bad now. Sri Lanka is like under Chinese debt. Sri Lanka is keeping on giving them something on lease to India. Also, it will give some airport or some port on lease. So if such situation happens, it will be really bad. And the thing is that the main reason for all these is nepotism in Sri Lanka. If you look at the Sri Lankan parliament, you will find that there's one particular family that is actually ruling the country. So nepotism is very bad for any country, right? So that's the thing. Also, the Sri Lankan economy is dependent upon triple TTT. That is, they are dependent upon the tea, textile, and uh, tourism. Now, all the three textile and tourism in Sri Lanka is failing. So that's what is given here in this article. All right. So just go through it and you will get to know the important thing here. All right. Let's move to the next news article. Right. There's no important article in this. Let's move to the next page number. Let's move to page number 14. Okay. So on page number 14, we have another news that is RBI's, no, not this one. Yeah, this importance. This is important. Bank to transfer 15 NPS worth 500 crore to NARCL. Okay, so banks to transfer 15 NPS. What is NPS? NPS is not non-performing asset, right? So for 90 days, if suppose there's any individual or a company that has taken loan from any bank and that particular company or individual does not pay back for 90 days, like no EMIs are coming for 90 days, then that particular asset can be declared as NPA, not performing asset. That particular loan can be declared as non-performing asset. All right. Now banks are going to transfer 15 NPAs worth 500,000 crore. So see, this is the 50,000 crore to the NARCL. They are going to transfer it. So 50,000 crore is the level of non-performing asset currently in our country, or like there would be more, but 15 NPAs worth this much is to be transferred to NARCL. What is NARCL? NARCL is National Asset Reconstruction Company Limited. Okay. Now this National Asset Reconstruction Company Limited is also known as a bad bank. Also called as a bad bank. Okay. Now this particular agency was formed so that if there is any bank that has this problem, NARCL purchases these bad assets from them and at a very cheaper price. Like for example, 9% is the interest rate on the loan that the bank has given to any customer, but the customer is not paying back. Then NARCL buys this loan from the bank and says that, okay, we'll give you 4% on the loan. Okay. So bank is like, okay, yeah, at least we are getting some money back, right, along with the interest. And then NARCL will collect 9% from the customer and 5% it will make as a profit. So NARCL will work like, it's like a goon bank, right? That will go into people's house and will take care of it. That why are you not giving money? They'll take them, put them in jail, do anything, sell their house and do all those things. Now the banks cannot do it. Their staff cannot do it. Like not each and every bank has those kind of staff in them. So NARCL is actually that or particular organization that has activity just like this. They only go to house, capture people who are not giving them returning back loan, and then ask them to give back. Right. So that's their work. That's known as the bad bank. Okay. So this they have transferred. So this is in news. Okay, let's move to the next news article. Let's move to the next news article that is important. Okay. So here on page number 10, there's another news, which is Philippines inks $375 billion BrahMos missile deal. Now, this is again very important, ladies and gentlemen. See, China has been claiming various islands around Philippines, right? These partly island and whatnot. Now, it is very important for Philippines like countries to equip themselves with the supersonic weapons in order to keep itself defended against the countries like China. Okay, now Philippines has signed this $375 million deal to purchase the BrahMos missile from India. So this is good news for India that India's defense asset is being sold at such good price. So this will help boost the Make in India economy. Right. So this becomes important that Philippines is the country that has signed this deal for BrahMos. All right. So BrahMos is basically a supersonic cruise missile that is made by India and Russia together. And BrahMos is the river, like the Brahm starts with the Brahmaputra river in India, and Mos is again the river that's in Russia. So these are the that's the BrahMos missile which this is purchasing. Okay, let's move to the next news article which is important for today, and it is this one. Youth of country can boost vocal for local. This prime minister said in the campaign. So it is like youth of the country can boost vocal for local. Like today, if we see that this year, it was found that the Chinese trade had increased, and that India had around 70 billion US dollar trade deficit with China. So it's like 70 billion trade deficit. Like we are giving them a profit of $70 billion. That's a huge number, right? That we are giving them a profit. Now the Prime Minister Narendra Modi says that we should you know uh, boost this vocal for local thing around India, especially the smartphones that everyone is buying today is mostly the Chinese made. And that's why it is very important that youth of this country, they boost the vocal for local. And NCC cadets must ensure that the school colleges are free from drugs. So NCC and NSS, now these are very important organization. Addressing to the annual PM NCC COP NCC rally at Delhi cantonment, Mr. Modi said that steps are being taken to empower the cops, and a high level review committee has been formed where over 1 lakh new NCC cadet has been added in the border areas in the past 2 years. PM Modi said calling upon more girls to join the organization. They said that the girls must join the NCC. Now, NCC is National Cadet Corps. This is an organization that basically is made to bring about the leadership quality in the youth of the country, so that the youth of country would learn to take initiative and take this leadership in their hand, take the initiative to work anything. It is very important, ladies and gentlemen, if you get this opportunity being a defense aspirant, you should definitely join NCC. You even get 10% quota if you are in NCC at different examination, be it CAPF examination or any defense services examination. If you are an Air NCC cadet, see the NCC has 3 wings: Air Force, Army, Navy. If you are an Air NCC cadet, you get quota in the Air Force entries. If you are a Navy NCC, you get Navy quota in Navy, and if you are Army, you get quota in Army. Okay, so this is important. Let's move to the next news item that is important, which is the a study raises concern over new cough. So new cough is a new coronavirus variant. So the Wuhan based scientist has come up with this study and has said that the infection rate of new cough is very high. It's approximately it is said that the death rate is 1:3. So every 3% who gets infected, 1% will die. So this is what is the concern of the new cough variant of the coronavirus that has recently been in news. So it has been published by the Wuhan-based newspaper agency and by the Wuhan-based researcher who said this. And news is also published in the Russian newspaper. So post that, this new concern has arisen. Now ladies and gentlemen, remember this, that in the the exam, the direct question can come from this. Like, let me tell you, here it is mentioned in the newspaper, this name. Okay, so first of all, this new covariant is 85% similar to MERS. Okay, very 85% similar to MERS. And yeah, these SAR CoV2, for instance, spreads the way it does because it has figured out a way to use enzyme called the human angio angiotensin converter 2, HACE2, to infect cells. Okay, the scientist report said that they have for the first time showed the neocov 2 uses the bat. So neocov also uses the bat for transmission, and this is the basically this enzyme, name of this enzyme is important. Now it can come directly in your examination, human angiotensin converter 2. Okay, so this is basically name of an enzyme which is responsible for the spread of SARS-CoV-2, the new covariant. All right, so remember this, ladies and gentlemen. Fine then. So these were the most important news articles that were important for the day. We'll keep discussing this every day, ladies and gentlemen. Keep focusing on your studies and keep preparing for the examination well. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll meet tomorrow.